order to explain how money rises, I'll need to explain what desired reserves and excess reserves are and how commercial banks use them. Desired reserves are the reserves that a bank desires to hold based on its checking account deposits, and the excess reserves are any reserves that banks hold over and above the desired amount. To explain this in a more simple way, we'll say, for example, that you go to a bank and you decide to deposit $1,000 into the bank. The bank will then set their desired reserve amount of, let's say, like 10%. And with this 10% means that they'll keep $100 in reserve for things like money in the ATMs for people to withdraw. The remaining 90% or like $900 could be lent out to, let's say, a second individual, and the $900 would then be added to the new deposits, therefore making the total new deposits $1,900. Since the total new deposits increases, it also increases the money supply, and as more people come in and borrow money from the bank continues to take another 10% from that cut that had recently been deposited. In simple terms, when banks make more loans or provide more loans, it increases the number of deposits, which then increases the number of loans, which again increases the number of deposits. As this continues to increase, it results in the increase of money supply. So commercial banks have the ability to control how fast the money supply increases, because it's up to them to decide what ratio of reserves they keep. So let's say if a commercial bank were to increase the ratio of reserve they keep to 30%, the amount they lend out now would be 70%, therefore causing the rate of the money supply to increase a lot slower. The Bank of Canada is involved in this process because they set in place a monetary policy. So a monetary policy is when the Bank of Canada manages the money supply and interest rates to pursue macroeconomic policy goals. Monetary policy that the Bank of Canada uses is an open market operation. What an open market operation is the buying and selling of government securities by the Bank of Canada in order to control the money supply. This influences this process because if they want to increase the money supply, Bank of Canada would just buy government bonds.